Hello. Have you ever tried one of these? It's a 3D puzzle. I usually build them with my kids at home. And today I borrowed one from them. Building a house is very much like building a big 3D puzzle. But when you buy these at the store, you get them in a box, and on top of the box, there's a picture of how it's going to look like when you have built it. So you can see how the pieces more or less will be placed and how they will fit into each other. And when you open that box, you find these little pieces, well cut, and they all fit perfectly together. That is not the case when we're building houses at all. When we build a house in the design phase, we don't really know what the house is going to look like. And that's of course because we don't know which part we are going to use. And we don't know which part we are going to use, and that means that we don't know exactly what it's going to cost, or if it's going to fit with the other parts in the building until we are at the construction site. That means we have to do some readjustments. And as you can see, there are some potentials here if we change this process. And I'm going to tell you how we are planning to develop our process and to be more efficient and more prosperous while building. I'm Elin Sjo and I work at Riksbyggen. Riksbyggen is one of Sweden's largest housing companies involved in real estate development, property management, and residential services. We have been in the market for a little bit more than 75 years, and I'm proud to say over 500,000 people in Sweden live in houses managed by Riksbyggen. Today I will talk about our pilot project, Violroten. But before I do that, I need to tell you about another project of ours called Furuhöjden in Norrköping, Sweden. This is a 5-floor building, top modern apartments, of course, up to 4 rooms. And the target group for this project is senior citizens. So, of course, there are nice restaurants, grocery stores, and all kinds of services nearby. And this is a house that we have produced and built according to our traditional workflow. And now I will tell you about Violroten in Nyköping. And you're right, it's the same building. It's a digital twin of the previous house. A digital twin for us is a safer and faster way to go all digital. The benefits of a pilot project like this is that you can easily understand and measure the effects of a digital process. And we needed to take one step forward towards a digital process rather than changing our workflow across the whole company. It takes too much time and it takes too much effort to bring everyone together. Change is difficult. But in a pilot project like this, you can really get your hands on it and try it all. But in order to succeed with this change, you need to understand the potential of a digital process and its effects. And in this pilot project, those effects will be much easier to measure and to communicate to our organizations, especially if you have a digital twin of a traditional project. It will be easy to have a clear and realistic assessment. And the results and the assessments will come in handy when it's time for me to ask my organization, these are the benefits. Now, shall we shift to a digital approach? And I think people in this industry really need to come together and embrace the digital way if we want to build housing more efficiently and meet the increasing demand. The fragmentation and of the information in the value chains, and the lack of transformable and reusable information prevents us, actors in this process, from an efficient and developed process that obviously will save us time and money. As we have heard, digital process is a highly competitive factor in the near future. And the big question is, will we learn to build digital before the digital people learn how to build? We have an ongoing paradigm shift, and our industry is way behind embracing it. In Sweden, as you probably know, the building industry is the industry with the lowest digital maturity. Obviously, we have a lot to learn. But let's get back to our pilot project. I would like to tell you a bit about what we hope to achieve with this project. Let's have a look.
When we build, it's important that the finished building meets the same high standard as the initial vision. Using a digital model, a BIM model allows us to ensure that the quality is maintained through every part of the project. The BIM model, or Building Information Model, is used all the way through to the finished result. The architect's ideas are turned into actual building products represented by BIM objects in our digital model. The model gives us continuous access to accurate and updated information about the products and their properties. The BIM model allows us to ensure that the project stays on budget, that sustainability requirements are met, and that the project stays on time. We can use the model to communicate with everyone who's involved in the project. Information can be changed or added as the project develops, and things like the customer's choice of interior design can be added in the digital model. The BIM model is updated, and the information is made available to all stakeholders. The selected products are ordered in the correct quantities and arrive in the right place at the right time. Once the building is completed, the BIM model is used to control the quality of the project. The model can be used in maintenance of the building, to calculate and keep track of when renovations are needed, or to make sure that recycling is properly carried out. In Violrouten, we use the digital model through the entire building process. For us, BIM is the natural evolution that gives us everything we need to develop and improve our business. Riksbyggen.
Whoa, thank you. Today, the industry faces challenges. We haven't built enough homes, and we haven't built them quickly enough and not affordable enough. Production costs are increasing rapidly, but the productivity and the efficiency is decreasing. There is room for improvement. But then how can we continue to view each project as unique in all its parts? We don't have transformational digital information. We still digitalize on and off PDFs and papers. So how can we develop this process? How can we benefit from the opportunities of a more efficient property maintenance of the finished building and get long-lasting information about the parts in a building to calculate and keep track on when renovations is needed, for example? In this project, we will use BIM and BIMobject portals, the whole process, and learn from the insights and experience along the way. And the aim for this project is to use BIM to help us design a new, efficient, secure, and innovative process for planners, contractors, and property maintenance. We will reach this method by using a method where objects in the BIM model will be created, used, refined, and reused for all involved in the project. And for us in Riksbyggen, the environmental environment is very important. So the BIM model will help us meet our ambitiously set goals in environmental and sustainability requirements. And in the sales process, our customers will be able to choose from optional interior designs and take a good look at the new home before they order. And they will be able to make, of course, VR tours in the new homes. So what's in it for us? Well, I can talk forever about the benefits we hope to gain from this project. However, I will take my time and mention some features that I'm particularly fond of. We will use descriptions of all materials and products, and that alone will enhance efficiency and accuracy, data for planning, calculations, and estimations, and predictions throughout the process. And of course, we will use supplies of material will be done using data from the BIM model. We will use visualization and augmented reality throughout the project, both before and during the sales process. And in this business, as everybody knows, it's really important with accurate numbers. So all calculations and estimates will be done using data from this BIM model. So what's next? Well, we will develop this digital process, but we are curious to see how we can proceed further. The negative effects of the fragmentation of the value chains is obvious, and we all know that we would gain from working earlier together in the project process. Today, companies like us simply make a procurement from a contracting firm. So therefore, I invite all of you today to cooperate and talk to me should you have any new ideas in technology or why not materials. We have also started discussions with companies involved in robotics and automation to see how these new techniques can help us develop the building process. Robots are, as you know, masters of dirty, boring, and dangerous tasks, and they are already in some construction sites. We think that's really interesting and would like to find out more. We are also interested in the research area. So we have recently joined a governmental-funded research effort called the Online Construction Site. That project will explore and test innovative digital solutions to connect technology, knowledge, and process within supply chain management, building information modeling, and construction management. In the project, there will be a great number of actors, of course, within the construction and building area, but also in the ICT area. And we will find new solutions to work together for a more efficient building process. And since we can't seem to get enough, there's also another digital project in the making. But that's for me to tell you about next time we meet. Thank you.